How's everybody doing? I just thought I'd put this video together to talk about different things with the Ocean Walker technique. So here you can see getting this big glide rotating from side to side, which you've heard me talk about before. And the key here is the acceleration through the foot flick. So when I kick, it fires me on to the side and then I pull. So I roll, kick, pull. So every time I go to enter the water, like now, roll, left kick, left pull, roll, right kick, right pull, roll, left kick, left pull. So the kick is the same side as the pull. And it gives me this big glide. Now, of course, I still need to do a good kick and I still need to do a good pull. But it's not a huge kick. I mean, I have knee problems. I have 2 operations on my knees and a couple of dislocations. So my knees aren't great. But I've learned how to do a foot flick. You can see it in slow motion here. It's creating those sort of whirlpools as I take that kick. And each one is spaced out accordingly, very even, because the rhythm is always the same. So I don't increase the cadence. Sometimes people ask, are you increasing the cadence as you go faster? No. To go faster, what I do is I do a little bit of a harder kick and I pull a little bit harder, and that's it. But the actual arm speed on top is relatively slow. So I pull to my groin, I do my semicircle, and then I pull after I've kicked. So it's a roll, kick, pull. But every time I pull to the groin, I don't pull beyond the groin, because if I pull beyond the groin, I'm pushing water upwards. You don't want to push water upwards. The reason is you'll basically pull your chest down. So you want to pull water back, not upwards. Likewise, you don't want to push water downwards. This is Jim. This is a guy who had 2 broken backs, told that he would never swim again. And look at how he's gliding with this stroke. It's absolutely changed him massively. And look at the glide he's getting. So this is what can be achieved. And this isn't a guy who swam much at all. When I saw him, he was shaking. He was on 30 pills a day for the pain. And now, because he does a semicircle sweep, it takes pressure off his shoulders. And also he's just got the timing. So it's a nice glide. Doesn't have to pull extra hard. As I say, you know, the harder you kick and harder pull, yes, you will go quicker. But because you've got this momentum created through the spiral, through the rotation, you get this big glide. Now, the way you glide is you have to hold the front arm in order to glide on to that rotation. So it's creating momentum, and momentum creates glide. If you're flat, so you're not going from side to side, and you're dropping your arm early, then it's just going to mean that you're not getting that momentum, you won't get the glide, and it'll increase the cadence. Now, what's the problem with increased cadence? Well, that's effort and energy. So I do 43 strokes a minute. I used to be 70 strokes a minute. You do the maths on that, 27 strokes extra per minute. This is a great example. This is Natalie. She used to be 83 strokes a minute. She's gone down to 52. Now that is absolutely huge, 31 strokes a minute less. But the great thing is she is as fast, if not faster than she was before, but she's saving that energy for going long distance. Here she's doing a slow rotation. So what we're practicing is we do it super slow in order to get the timing. You can see I've gone alongside her here to match the timing. It helps her go in sync with me, and it gets her brain understanding the roll, the kick, and the pull. So we must do it slowly first. Then there's the 3 of us. The guy Jim Reed that you've just seen, Natalie Paul that you've just seen as well. And we're just going in sync, matching stroke for stroke. So they're trying to match me. They know that I have to slow the stroke down in order to get the foot flick. And then you can speed it up. What you've got to resist here is find your arms around, particularly Natalie. She had a very high cadence. And as a result of that, there wasn't the rhythm of the kick and pull. It was lots of kicks because she's coming from a swim background. This is Natalie again, matching me stroke for stroke. So we've really slowed down the stroke initially to then get faster. That's key. So this isn't the speed that we normally go. It's slowed right down in order to get the foot flick and the glide, and then we'll start to speed it up after that. But you must do it slower in order for the body to work out the rotation, the timing of the roll, kick, and pull. And all this I teach in Ocean Walker Vimeo. You really should check it out. It's only £12 a month. You can cancel whenever. But Ocean Walker Vimeo is an absolute game changer. I put it together in order for people to work out the stroke. If they can't see me in person on a swim camp or one-to-one. And by the way, if you come to Ocean Walker Academy, I've got an endless pool, I've got a lake. That's how you can learn it. But we're doing it all together here, just matching, timing, same sort of thing, slowing it all down, and then we'll start to speed it up with a bit of a kick and a bit of a pull. So we'll practice really slow and accelerate and match speed for speed, and then we'll find out if we're the same speed. So here, a little bit more kick, a little bit more pull, so we've gone slightly quicker, not much, but just upping it a little bit in order to get that rhythm and speed. But still the same process. It's still roll, left kick, left ball, roll, right kick, right ball, roll, left kick, left ball. And when I say about this roll, it's rolling through the feet. Again, check out Ocean Walker Vimeo. I talk about this in length and you'll understand how to do it. It's absolute game changer. So here you can see, again, one more example of myself and Natalie matching stroke for stroke. So again, a little bit quicker, just speed it up just slightly, just to see and show you the progression. But, you know, in sync, stroke for stroke, matching it. So what that does is help her hold that front arm longer. She was someone in the early days that dropped her front arm and that increased the cadence. You have to have a gliding arm in order to glide. So she's had to get used to hold that front arm. Hasn't taken her long at all though, really hasn't. But when she swims alongside me here, it's forcing her to hold that front arm longer, maximize that glide, therefore saving energy. And because she's doing that, it's just much less effort, which means when she swims longer, 6 hours, 8 hours plus, she saves so many strokes. Here is a bit of a joke. There's me racing a jet ski, obviously a remote control jet ski, but you can see here, same sort of principle, pushing it a little bit harder again so you can see the speed is up. Look, the jet ski's struggling to keep up with me. But you get the principle. So sweeping arm on top, that's nice and relaxed. There's no effort. You don't want any effort on top of the water because it's not doing anything. The only time it does anything in this stroke is when I kick onto the side, which creates the momentum, and I pull onto my side. So that's what we're looking for. Now you're going to see another video. So here is, yeah, it's myself. So have a look at this angle. So what you can see here is giving a good flick, round about 115, 118 per 100 meters now. So upping the speed a little bit more, getting that flick just a little bit more pressure downwards. The kick, I don't bend my knee, or try not to. There's a little bit, but in my mind, I don't bend my knee. So what I do is I press downwards. I don't lift up and down. What you don't want to do is lift up higher than what you press down. So you don't want to curl your knee back because it'll slap on top of the water and it won't connect properly. What you want to do is keep your legs as straight as possible and work at flick, roll, flick. So that flick is basically straighter legs and you're pressing down. It's what fins would do, connect with the water, but there's not constant kicking here, and it's just one flick to spiral me onto the side, creating that momentum and glide. And as you can see here, what it does is reduces the stroke, but it's not reducing the speed. You know, it might look pretty slow here, but actually this is less than 120 per 100. So it's not that slow. This is a 50-meter pool, just so you know. So what I'm doing is maximizing length of stroke, and I'm a long distance swimmer, so I want to really maximize that.